Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, the Rock, the famous wrestler, though a lot of people don't know he was a wrestler. They just know him as a famous movie star, a famous action star. The famous movie slash wrestling slash action star used to say, "Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?" And that has been officially replaced with a new saying that I got in an email this week, which is, "I smell compensation." He smells compensation. What? Now, to be clear, I don't know if I smell compensation, but that's the email that he sent over to cover on the channel. Quite fascinating. So, this is not the first report I've heard of this, and to be clear, if compensation is given, I'm not getting it. But when you go to special quests, you will see the Grandmaster's Gauntlet. And what's fascinating about it is that because of the way they had to fix it, there is no percentage tied to the gauntlet itself of progression. Zero. But when you go down that rewards path, you will see what is no longer a dotted line, a key spot. And that is, of course, where you get all of your rewards, which, to be honest, are pretty dang outdated, especially the rank up gems. But the 6 stones are nice, and you get a 6-star Nexus, which used to be valued at, I don't know, a couple $100. And now it's valued at like $20 to $30, depending on your progression. But anyhow, if you haven't done it at all, you should get 3 keys. If you've done it once, you should get 2 keys. If you've done it twice, you should get what I got, which was 1 key. And so therefore, after 3 times, you should have 0 keys. You have officially done the Grandmaster's Gauntlet a maximum of 3 times. But wouldn't you know it, I have heard from several people, several meaning about 6, of people that haven't done it and didn't get 3 keys, or did it once and they got 1 key. Basically, some scenario where they got gypped a key or multiple keys. And so, I have in my blacked out email a Kabam support message from the past week. This was about a week ago on January 11th. And it's titled Missing Extra Gauntlet Key. Thank you for contacting Kabam Support. I understand you are missing Gauntlet keys as you only received 2 keys instead of 3. We have been made aware of a possible issue with Gauntlet keys, and we are investigating. Any details of a confirmed bug could be announced on our forums, including in updated notes on our blog and delivered to your in-game mail, making those great resources to regularly check. Because such a possible bug could affect many players, any compensation would be given to all affected players via in-game methods like the mail system. Can you imagine if they couldn't determine how many keys you needed, so they had to give the entire treasure boxes, the entire prizes for a whole run without having to do the run? What the community would react? Especially if, the first time I did the Gauntlet, which given, I didn't have Hercules, right? The next few times I had a rank 4 Hercules, and boy, did that make it easier. Yes, he is a cheat code. If you don't have Hercules and you've just heard about him and you think, well, what's the big deal? It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. Especially if you have a max sig, and he can, of course, be unblockable and so powerful when he reaches that final 1% threshold. But anyhow, imagine you did it in the first couple months that it was out, and you used mostly 5 stars, and it took you, I don't know, let's say 40 revives. And then somebody accidentally isn't given all the keys, and they just get all of the rewards that took you 40 revives and Lord knows how many minutes or hours for free, just because the game messed up. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there is a potential world that exists where that could happen. So, he smells compensation. I want to know if anybody watching this actually is affected by this. Because if, almost nobody is affected by it, then either we'll never hear about the compensation or there'll just be a few people who make the entire community really, really jealous. Either way, I promised I would cover this, and I have, and I want to keep my goal, which is, when possible, to keep videos to around 5 minutes and not go on and on and on. So that's the issue for smelling compensation. Let me know what you think.